Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. My name is Ronald. Anyways, what's going on, everybody? What's up? Welcome. Today, we're talking about the Conjuring universe. Our favorite horror universe. I don't know about that, but we're going to rank a bunch of them. I'm excited to get into it. Tom's hanging out with us. What's up? How's it going? The first Conjuring is my favorite. My first time watching it, I had goosebumps throughout the movie. Oh, it might be my favorite too, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if any of the sequels compare. I really do like a lot of them though. Not all of them, but I like some of them. I'm excited to get into it with you, Tom. Twilight Sparkle Fan 2006 is saying, "What's up, Jake? My top 3 Conjuring universe movies are the Nun II at third. Ooh, wow, nice. Annabelle Creation at second, and The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It at first place. Ooh, that's some hot takes right there, and I dig it, my friend. Very nice, very nice. Hell yes." Ashley is here too. Thanks for being a KillJoy cult member, my friend. Saying I'm on time today. Well, welcome. Doing this a little earlier than usual, so I'm excited to talk with y'all about The Conjuring. Something we don't get to talk about a whole bunch on this page. It's usually Scream. Scream or Saw or Halloween. That's what we usually talk about. You personally really loved The Nun II. Very nice. It's definitely not my least favorite. Like, it's not going at the bottom. I'll tell you that. Not at all. For sure. I can promise you that, Ghoul Games. Mr. Rick is with us too, saying, "Can't stay, going to watch it later, but I was wondering, what is your recommendation on how to watch the films and timeline all the way it came in the movies?" What I would recommend with the Conjuring franchise is start with the first one. Like, it may not be chronologically the first one, but it's like definitely the best. I gotta say, like, it has Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, a great cast of characters, but what I will say is when Ed and Lorraine Warren are attached to one of these films, they're just definitely better. They're always just a little better when those characters are in them. So I would start with the first one, then check out the other ones. Because I also feel like a lot of these other movies follow exactly the same formula as that original film, where sometimes they don't need to, and I'll get a little more into that as we go along, so... Sarah Campbell's with us tonight as well. What is up? Thanks for being a KillJoy cult member, my friend. Appreciate you. As always, thanks for being here. Thank you. Johanna is with us. I'm not late this time. Hell yeah. Thanks for being here, Johanna. Appreciate you. Michael's with us too. The Nun II was okay, not great, and didn't suck, Jake. Yeah, I was like middle of the road with it. I'm like, yeah, okay, that was fun. Good stuff. I'm glad you thought it was okay, Michael. Oscar's with us too, saying, "What's up, Jake? Just watched The Nun II last night. TBH, I loved it. Nice. There was some great jump scares, dude. I will say that for sure. Really, the one even in the trailer kind of got me. I'm not going to lie. Elm Street's Last Brad is with us here too, saying, "Just watched The Conjuring the other night. Although the second one is my favorite." Oh, a great take. I love the second one. Hard to argue with that. The second one's probably the most underrated in my opinion, but we're talking about them. Let's just get right into it. Let's talk a little bit about some of these movies. So do we start with the first one? Is that boring? Is that boring just to start off with the very first one? I thought we'd do them in chronological release order, not timeline-wise, so that's why I got them ordered the way I do. The first Conjuring film. How do we feel about this one? I'm putting this one towards the top personally, but I'm curious what everyone else has to say about it. First Conjuring, what do we rank it out of 10? Too. I'm curious what everyone has to say about that. Ghoul Games is saying my top 3 are the Nun II at third, might change when rewatching, the Conjuring 2 at second, and the first Conjuring is number 1. Ooh, that's very similar to what I got. 1 and 2 are definitely in my top 3. I will say that for sure. Ashley is saying, "I hate The Devil Made Me Do It." I also was just not crazy about that one. Yeah, I don't know. That movie didn't feel like a Conjuring film to me. It felt like a really interesting movie revolving around a character that Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are playing, but it just didn't feel Conjuring to me. Like, it didn't feel like there was besides the opening, it didn't feel like there was a heavy focus on like jump scares. It felt more about like the mystery at hand. They were definitely trying to do something different with that one. It is a much more, do I say compelling case, because it's something like, it's one of the biggest things that the Warrens are known for, is that crazy fucking court case. So I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about it myself. But it's different. I get why they had to make it different. I'm okay with it. But it's just, execution just wasn't there. Villain Killin' Dylan is saying the original Conjuring was the best, and I usually don't say the first is the best. Oh, you like Scream 3 over the original too. That's a hot take. Damn. I try not to say the original is the best all the time, but sometimes that's just how it is. I look at like Candyman, Scream, Halloween, like most times more often than not, the original just is the best. But That's not true all the time. I look at the Purge franchise, Final Destination. I feel like a lot of those sequels top the original from those respective franchises. So that's why it's great to analyze and talk about these weird ones. Ty Lee is saying Devil Made Me Do It is on the next viewing of my worst of binge. Was it like the worst thing I've ever seen? No, but I don't know if I'll watch it again. It was kind of middle of the road. Jahan is saying Conjuring 2 is your favorite. Very nice, very nice. All right, well, let's just get into this. I'm going to talk about the original where I place it personally. I don't, by the way, I don't like this ranking, this like tier system on the side here. I did not write this. Like it says everyone should do it like this. I don't know. Like, can we just say S tier, A tier, B tier, C, D? Let's just say that. That's what it is. I hate this shit on the side. There was a way to edit it. Maybe there is. Delete row, add a row above. Okay, I could have done this beforehand, but I didn't realize I could do that. But that's okay. I feel like red is good, bottom, green, not so good. If it's towards the top, it's good. If it's towards the bottom, it's bad. There we go. So I'm gonna put The Conjuring in let's say S tier. I put it up there. It's a pretty damn good horror movie. I really like it. And when it comes to the Conjuring universe, it's definitely my number one. Definitely my favorite. I feel like it has the best characters. It has the best jump scares. The most memorable moments too. So much so to the point that I feel like every other Conjuring film tries to copy the formula of that first film. And one of the biggest things that you can highlight the text and change it. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. Let's see what happens. Oh, S tier. I didn't see. That's even easier. You guys are the best. This is why I do this with you guys and not by myself, because I would just be bored and not knowing what to do. D. Because it's so unfair to be like, I'm gonna put this in the category of this shouldn't exist. Like, that's such an awful thing to say about movies. That's that's awful, man. I feel like there's some good in every movie. There's some good in every movie that gets made, in my opinion. First is your favorite. Very nice, homeless snail. I dig it. You can highlight that. I appreciate that, Dylan. Again, that's what she said. How's it going? It's going great, man. We're ranking the Conjuring universe, having a little fun, doing a quick little stream. Nothing crazy tonight. Just wanted to do something fun for you guys, and I didn't feel like editing a whole video of this, so let's just do it live. The first loses a lot of impact upon rewatch. 2 maintains it, just too bloated for me, and is a little too long. I totally agree with the 2 criticism. And honestly, I think a lot of these movies lose their luster after the first viewing. That's a big criticism I have of the Conjuring. Like, a big draw to them is the jump scares, but you can only see a jump scare so many times before you're just expecting it. At least the same one, not just any jump scare. But especially in the Conjuring universe, I feel like after you've seen these movies a couple of times, they wear off on you. But the first Conjuring, I feel like still has that for me. The clap one, like, gets me every time. Like, that fucks me up, man. There's also that really creepy shot when we go back to the Warrens' house and their little girl, whose name is slipping my mind at the moment, runs into that room and just fucking Annabelle like turns her head and looks towards her. There's something really creepy about that to me. That's why I was so excited for that first Annabelle, man. Like, I was hyped for that movie when it came out. And it's not bad. I think some people really hate it. I don't get that though. I don't know. I don't get why people hate that first Annabelle. It's definitely nowhere near the bottom of my ranking here. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But the first Conjuring, it gets like a 9 out of 10 for me. Like, I think it's a great movie, great solid horror flick. I totally get why it spawned a whole universe around it. I enjoy it for what it is. The tier maker site is so fun. It is, Dylan. I agree. Ghoul Games is saying the first Annabelle is so underrated. Let's just get into it. Fuck it. I don't care. You like Annabelle? Hell yeah. Very nice. You thought it was boring? That's fair. It's basically, I mean, here's the thing. It's just Rosemary's Baby. I mean, it's quite literally just Rosemary's Baby. That's it. But you get like the creepy demon with it. You get the fucking doll getting lifted up into the air, and then the Joseph Bashara demon jump scares you. That's pretty fucking cool to me. I don't know. There's some really inventive scares, and that to me saves the movie. The front half of it, Johanna, I gotta agree with you though, is very boring. Like, getting into it is like, okay, this is a bit of a slog. It's very, like, I feel like if you're into history, like 60s Charles Manson stuff, like, you might be into the first half of Annabelle, but man, when you get into the back half of that, that's when it really takes off to me. The moment you have Mia going into the basement and then she starts getting attacked by the demon and shit. That sequence is phenomenal. Like, actually one of my favorite sequences in the whole Conjuring universe. I love that. Oh, it's great. If you haven't seen that, like, if you see nothing else from that first Annabelle, just watch that one scene. There's other story elements that I'll talk about that I'm just not crazy about with that one too, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Sarah's saying, honestly, I haven't seen them all, and the ones I have aren't really my jam, so I'm just here for the moral support. Well, I'm sorry, Sarah. Well, this is only going to be an hour-long stream today. Just wanted to do this. Get in, get out. Wanted to rank the Conjuring universe, but I'm not going to lie. Like, they're starting to become not my jam. Like, the older I get, the less I like the Conjuring universe. But I'm still going to see them opening night. Like, I'm actually really glad I got to see the Nun II before anything got spoiled for me. Because the jump scares really, they hit the first time, man. They hit. They're always a fun theater experience. I always go with buddies. And it's scary. It's fun. It's a good time. It's like going through a haunted house, you know, but I wouldn't go through a haunted house twice. I guess is kind of the best analogy there. You get the scares. You don't know where the scares are the first time. And it's fun. It's fun. It's good. But it's not like something I'm actively rewatching all the time. The elevator scene. Yes, sir. Oh, yes. Oh, the Annabelle, in that first Annabelle, the elevator sequence is horrifying. It makes that movie for me personally. But criticisms of the film are, I just feel like they invent a whole character to randomly sacrifice herself at the end, and it's just not written very well, in my opinion. Something I'm not crazy about. Yeah, the whole storyline is just Rosemary's Baby, but with an evil doll instead of the baby being a devil. A devil. Words are really hard today. Holy shit. Scarecrow Gone Wild is saying, I wish farting in the bathtub was an Olympic sport. I do too. I'd be a gold medalist, I think, if that were the case. Cool Games is saying, do you believe in ghosts and the true stories behind the films? I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about ghosts. I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people who do believe in ghosts, and they're like, oh, no, yeah, I see ghosts all the time. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm on the fence about if I believe or not. But I'm an open-minded individual. I don't like to say that anything that is debatable is an absolute no. I can't be that cynical. I just can't. I believe in aliens. I believe maybe ghosts. I don't know. I say yes to everything until proven otherwise. That's what I'll say. Toxic Icon Podcast is with us. What's up, man? Saying the Nun II can lick my balls. Ugh. Wasn't crazy about that one, I guess. That's okay. I gave it a middle of the road review. Was the Nun II better than the first? I would say yes, but not by much. Like a little better for sure. Villain Kill and Dylan, check it out. I am going to be talking about it later. Spoilers for all these movies, by the way. I will be getting into spoiler stuff for all of them, but we'll be talking about the Nun II last, so you can hang out the whole time if you haven't seen it. It's all good. The Conjuring universe has to be second just behind the Scream franchise for me. Oh, nice. Okay, hell yeah, dude. Put it up there. I mean, it's one of the most popular horror universes ever, or horror franchises even. They all make so much fucking money every single time. The Nun 2 is pulling in, it's projected to even do better than the original Nun, which, I mean, that's why we're still getting Conjuring sequels. It's because that the Nun from 2018 made so much money. So, shit. Homeless Snail is saying, I haven't watched the Nun movies yet. You're not missing much. I don't think they're great, but they're fun. You know, they're a fun time. The first one's like a 3 out of 10 for me. The second one's like a 4 out of 10. So I think the sequel definitely improved upon a lot of things from the franchise that I wanted to see. But not everything. Some things. Some, like the plot line, I feel like is more fun in the Nun 2 than the first one, but it's still just like, I just feel there's not a whole lot of substance. There's a lot of jump scares, and there's always a secondary antagonist, which, let's talk about that for a second. I think what's great about the first Annabelle is that you don't have that. Not really. And then as you get into some of these other sequels, like The Conjuring 2, is when we really get these secondary antagonists. Now, that, of course, started with the first Conjuring, where you have Annabelle in as kind of like your side antagonist. It's set up from the beginning that this was going to come back too. That's the very first scene of the first Conjuring, is we're establishing Annabelle as this creepy thing. And then later on it comes back in the third act, which is great. That's why the first Conjuring I think is the best. But as you get into some of these other sequels, we have these side secondary antagonists like that are other demons or some bullshit that are rarely set up. And the Conjuring 2 kind of does this with the Crooked Man, and I know a lot of people love the Crooked Man. It's a really creepy design. To me, I'm just not crazy about it. I love Javier Botet who plays him, but why is everything digital with the guy? I just don't know. I'm just not sure about that. Warner Bros. Loves to do that with some of their movies, which is why The Conjuring 2 I'm putting it behind Annabelle. Do I put it behind Annabelle? No, I don't. I'm sorry. Excuse me for saying that. Conjuring 2, that's my biggest criticism of it, but the rest of it, probably one of the better stories in this whole list. But it's not an S tier for me. It goes up there. It's up there for sure, but still behind that first Conjuring in my opinion. Conjuring 2 is a lot more fun because I feel like the family dynamic, I think, is just written better. I think there's some really fun twists and turns in that movie, too, that you don't get in the previous film. So I totally get why The Conjuring 2 is a lot of people's favorites. It's maybe like my number 3 if I had to rank all of these. But I really do like it. It's a lot of fun. The Valax sequence, too, with the painting, it's a little cheap, but it's fun. I don't care. It's a really good one. That's just my thoughts on it. Let's see what you guys have to say, though. I've only seen The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. Oh man, watch all of them. They're all really good. They're all a fun time. They're all a fun first time watch, I'll say. Sarah Campbell is gifted a membership to Johanna, by the way. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate that. Appreciate you. Look at that. Johanna appreciates you too, Sarah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Appreciate the heck out of you, Sarah. Thank you. And just so you guys know, for Ghostface and Up tier patrons, I'll be posting a review video of Afterlife with Justin Long, Christina Ricci, and Liam Neeson. It's a really interesting movie, and I'm super excited to talk about it. So become a patron, become a channel member, and bam, get to check out some bonus content. Love it, man. Villain Killin' Dylan is saying, Jake, the bedroom scene in the first Conjuring was so scary. Oh, yes, it is. Christine says, do you see it? There's someone standing over there. I love how they talk about the smell, too. That's something that they lost in some of these other Conjuring sequels that I really miss. I know it's just a little dumb detail. It's nothing that really progresses the story or anything like that, but I loved how in that first Conjuring, they're like, oh, it smells like rotten meat or something. It smells like farts, like the one girl says that. And it's like, ugh, the demon smells bad? It's like, that's gross, dude. I love that shit. They also don't do the knocking 3 times. Like Ed Warren in this describes that's the demon, like basically mocking the Trinity by doing like 3 knocks. And like they hear that all the time in that first Conjuring. I know it's not like the same demon in every single one, but I feel like the demons collude. They talk about how are we going to jump scare people? How are we going to do that? Let's knock 3 times. Let's fuck that up. I don't know. I think the demons would be colluding and kind of talking about what's the best way to scare people. But I agree that sequence with Christine is phenomenal. Oh my God. And all the little girls getting scared or whatever by the fucking demon dude. Ooh, so well done. I also love when you get the reveal of Bathsheba on top of the dresser and it like jumps down at everybody. Ooh, so gross. Love it. Conjuring 2 is the best one. Hell yeah. I feel like The Conjuring 2 is a little slow, in my opinion. That's my another criticism I have of it. Conjuring 2 is a better Amityville movie than the actual Amityville movies. Oh, that's really funny. That first Amityville, I really like it, but I kind of have all the same issues with that I do with the Conjuring universe. So it's interesting. Conjuring 2 would go in the same tier as the first one for me. Interesting. Okay. Man, a lot of love for The Conjuring 2, man. I dig it. You were annoyed by The Conjuring 2? I gotcha. It's good. I just feel like it's not my number 1. But it's good. Love the original Amityville movie. Some of those sequels are wild ghoul games. Oh, man. I recommend the time traveling one. Like, I genuinely, not even joking. I wish I was saying, like, oh, it's a so bad it's good movie. It's not. Like, it's genuinely a good movie. I actually really liked it. Oh, my God. Bedroom scene was amazing. Hell yes, Elm Street's Last Bread. I agree. What's up, Darth Chosen? What's up? How's it going? Haven't seen the Conjuring movies in a while and need to do a rewatch. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. Oh, Ty. Oh, what are you talking about, man? No. The Ryan Reynolds Amityville is the best one. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, but hey, I respect it. I respect the opinion, man. That's a wild movie. Shit. Whew, that's a crazy one. All right, but yeah, like Conjuring 2, I love it. I feel like I'm not crazy about the Crooked Man. Like I said, I don't know. A lot of people lost their minds about that. They thought that was like the scariest thing ever. I'm just not, I don't know, I'm just not as crazy about it. The one jump scare he has with Patrick Wilson's character, I thought is great. But anytime you see him walking around like he's, Pennywise in It 2017, just not crazy about it, man. It bogs down the movie. There's like entire scare sequences that don't work for me because it's so digital. But that's just my one. That's just my thing about it. I'm a little picky when it comes to digital effects, but speaking of some better practicals and stuff is Annabelle Creation, which, going back to what I was talking about with the side antagonist thing, this movie technically doesn't do that. But technically it does do that as well. But what I love about it is that you have the demon, it's the Annabelle demon. It crawls into a fucking scarecrow and you get one of the best scare sequences of the whole movie. So you get the secondary antagonist thing that they try to force in a lot of these movies. And trust me, when we get to the Nun, I'm going to be bitching. That's all I'm saying. But with Annabelle Creation, they make that happen in a way that doesn't feel like it makes it feel organic with how the demon's trying to scare people. Like that's always clearly the intent of the demon is they want to jump scare them a little bit before they die. Do we ever need that explained? No, of course not. No, we want jump scares. Come on, that's what's fun about this shit. So Annabelle Creation, in my opinion, I just feel like it's written the best out of all the sequels. It's an S tier for me, right behind that first one. I love the story. Love the story with the girls and the nun getting like kicked out because their place got like demolished or whatever. Like they got kicked out of their. I don't even know what are those places called. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they move into this house. This couple lets them stay there with all the girls, and they find out this house has a dark secret. Ooh. And you get to see the dark secret at the very beginning of the film. So I don't know. This one I love. This was maybe the best theater experience I had with one of these movies, honestly, too. I thought this one was so fucking scary when I saw it for the first time. Really enjoyed it. A convent? Is that actually what it's called? That's a sick word. I like that. A convent. Where nuns and priests live and keep children who are orphans. I don't an orphanage. I could have just said that. Convent, though, is a cooler word. I'm going with that. Did I see the mid-credits scene in the Nun II? I did, Ghoul Games. I won't say. Well, I won't say what it is, but it's nothing spoilery. But stay for the credits for the Nun II if you have not seen it. We already know that the Conjuring 4 is confirmed, so let's just say it has something to do with that. Trust me, that's not a spoiler. We already knew this movie was coming out. We've known that since like March. We've known that. Isn't that when that got announced? It was earlier in the year that they announced that. So we know what's coming. We know what's up. The Conjuring universe people know what's up. But yeah, Annabelle Creation. I also love the director. I'm trying to think of more things to say about these fun little movies. David F. Sandberg is a phenomenal director, in my opinion. I'm not crazy about his Shazam movies, but I love his horror movies big time. He does Lights Out and Annabelle Creation. I think he does something else. I just can't remember. But absolutely love this one. I think the direction's amazing. The characters are great. And the scares are some of the best from the whole franchise. I really like Annabelle's origin story, too. I think she has the best origin story out of any of the Conjuring demons. I love it. It's dark, it's scary, it's fucked up, man. Annabelle Creation also has like the best murder in all of these movies, I think without a doubt, with Miranda Otto's character. A phenomenal actress too that I feel like doesn't get talked about enough. And she has this small role in this movie and it's so good. Like she kills it. She's this mom that like lost her child and she gets attacked by the Annabelle demon before the events of like the whole film really happen. Ugh, and it's brutal, man. Fuck. She dies later on in the film, and it's just like, oh, shit. Fuck, man. Annabelle Creation is so good. I love it. It's a good one. The last Conjuring was trash. Darius, it's hard for me to disagree with that, man. We're going to talk about it in a sec, though. I'm excited. Creation has, like, two of my favorite scenes. The scene where the girl morphs into a tall, freaky-looking thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck, that's upsetting. And when the mom with the half mask got ripped in half. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite kills, I think, in the whole franchise. There's not a lot of kills. Not a lot of people die in this franchise. So when it happens, it's a little more shocking. I feel like all of these movies are like a little slow, but Annabelle Creation keeps, I don't know, it keeps me invested the whole time. Like I'm never like, oh God, you know, come on, let's go. Let's hurry this up a little bit. There's always something interesting happening. People need to start dying in those movies. Conjuring 4 may do that, Darius. I don't know, man. Yo. No, it is not. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Also, the scare with Annabelle under the sheets, walking towards and slowly pulling the sheet off, then poof, gone. Yeah, that was, you know, another thing that was good about this movie is that they didn't take scares from other movies, which some of these movies have done, which we'll get into that in a second here. I like that, but it's something that the Nun II directly ripped off and did again, and not as good too. I mean, this isn't like an original scare or anything. Paranormal Activity 3 did it well before Annabelle Creation did it, but it was still scary in this one. And then the Nun 2 does it like the same scare, and it's just not set up well. It's weird. Your aunt was a nun? Holy shit, Sarah, that's crazy. I used to go visit her. She worked at the convent in finance, but didn't live there. The nuns were just cool old ladies who played cards and gave me candy. God bless. Well, that's sweet. That's awesome. Oh my God, that's a great memory. Got candy from a bunch of nuns. That's nice. No arguments there, man. I mean, shit. People give me candy. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'll do a sponsorship for a bag of fucking Skittles, honestly. Darth Chosen is saying, hot take, Annabelle Creation and Comes Home were not that great. Ooh. Comes Home, I'm excited to get into that because I have some hot takes about that one. Is it a good movie? No. But do I really enjoy it for no fucking reason? Yes. I can't even explain it, Darth Chosen. I just think that movie is so much fun. And I'm going to skip ahead for a moment here and just say Annabelle Comes Home is... I can't even believe I'm saying this. It's a B tier. It's a B tier for me. It's not good. Like, it is not a good movie. But... oh my God, I have seen it so many times and it is just so silly and ridiculous to me. The big thing about Comes Home that makes it something special, in my opinion, is the characters. And I'm going to get some backlash for this, and that's so fine. But I think the characters are the best written of the entire franchise. I am so invested in these characters from start to finish, but oh my God, the jump scares are abysmal in this movie. Like, they didn't try with the jump scares, but they wrote the shit out of those characters. Love them. Like, it keeps me invested the whole time. I don't even care if the scares aren't that good. For a PG-13 movie, it's like, wow, characters are really fucking good for no reason. It's like, holy shit. What's up, Bill? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with me. Really appreciate it, dude. But yeah, Annabelle Comes Home, man. I love it. I love it. I don't know. I really don't have a reason to love it, but it's great. All right, the original Nun. This is where the original Nun, in my opinion, is where we start getting into the big problems with the whole franchise. Like I feel like this is where once this movie came out after the first 4 movies, we started to really get into this repetitive vibe. And that to me is when like the Conjuring universe started to slowly go down. But do I still kind of enjoy the Nun? I don't know, man. I think Tessa Farmiga's a great actress. I think the guy that plays Frenchie, his name is like Jonas Bloquet. Is that Bloquet? I can't remember his last name. But I think he's great. I think he's definitely like the star of the show. Tessa Farmiga's a fantastic actress. But the Nun is I just don't think it's written very well. I don't care for the repetition of like scares and how a lot of the things just don't land. Like the entire graveyard sequence with the priest does not land for me. It does not scare me. I feel like it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how it's set up. I also don't love the secondary antagonist. This is the first movie besides The Conjuring 2 that really bugs me with that. We have this thing that I completely forgot about until I rewatched it recently, where it's like this kid from the priest's past that he lost or whatever, and the demon takes the form of it. And it's shoehorning in this secondary antagonist that is completely unnecessary. And I just don't know why that was a decision that was made. I really don't. And it kind of bugs me a little bit. It makes me kind of sad. So The Nun is a D tier for me. But I don't know. Some people really love this one. It made like so much money. I wish I understood it, but I'm just wasn't really for me, unfortunately. Can I send you my tier list? Absolutely, Darth Chosen. I got I got my email on the about section of this. It's just at KillJoyJake1. Send me shit. I don't care. Send it my way. Someone, I can't remember who off the top of my head who it was, but someone sent me a video where they like gave me a shout out for my YouTube channel one time, like just in an email, and I just thought it was really sweet. This person hand wrote me this email about like just thanking me for doing what I do, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like, I have a lot of people ask me to watch their videos, and it's like I'm gonna get to it, I promise. Like, I have no time. I want to watch all your guys' videos, I really do, but I'm so busy. But this person, took their time to write me out this whole thing, and I was like, oh, send me a video link alongside that. I just thought that was really nice. It was really cool. Really, very nice thing to do. The Nun and Annabelle are tied as the worst for me. Ooh, I truly can't decide which one I hate more. Damn, some hot takes being thrown around. I fucking love it. I love it, man. Elm Street says, Comes Home was a blast. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it was. A very weird blast of a time. Chase Reviews Movies is saying all the Conjurings are rated R. Are they? No, they're not. Was the Nun 2 rated R? That was rated R. I'm shocked. I'm beyond shocked. That did not feel like an R-rated movie. No way are all of these R-rated, dude. Dude, I've seen teenagers in the theater for some of these. Like, there is no fucking way, bro. These are all R-rated. I am beyond shocked. For the longest time, I thought these were PG-13. They don't feel like R-rated movies. Like, I don't know what about these movies classifies them as R, but damn. Shocking. Kind of shocking shit, I'm gonna be honest. The Nun has some good moments, but it messes up a lot too. Yeah, I think the third act has some really scary moments, which is fun. The spitting the blood in the face, I thought was pretty sweet. But then the Nun 2 kind of ruins that. I'm gonna be real. We'll talk about that in a sec, though. I watched The Nun once and don't want to see it again. I've seen it twice now. I'll probably never watch it again. Nun is probably second worst to me, only because it's better paced than Annabelle. Is it better paced than Annabelle? Ah, man. Both of those are paced pretty poorly. Off topic, but did you see the No One Will Save You trailer? I did, Darius. It kicked ass, man. It was fucking awesome. I really liked it. I'm very excited to see that one on Hulu very soon, actually. It comes out relatively soon, man. Got a lot of spooky movies coming, man. I'm hyped. But The Nun, I don't know. I really don't have much more to say about it. I feel like a lot of my criticisms of The Nun fall into the category of The Nun 2, which we'll get into in a second here. Because there's some things that I thought The Nun 2 was going to do, and they just didn't end up doing it, and it just is another unnecessary prequel, in my opinion. But we'll get into that in a sec. Let's talk about just an abysmal movie, The Curse of La Llorona. I paid $27 to rent this movie, which, mind you, like a movie ticket around here is only like $12. Like, nothing crazy. $10-12. If you see a matinee, it's like $8. Really, everything is cheap in Ohio, thank God. I don't know. I think I would be dead if I lived anywhere else. But holy shit, man. I paid $27 to rent this movie, and I felt like I wasted every dollar of that. This movie was so bad. I try to find something good in every movie. I really do. Try not to say like, oh God, there's nothing redeemable about this movie. But The Curse of La Llorona, I don't know, man. I thought the creature design was like kind of cool, I guess. I have just nothing redeemable about this movie, in my opinion. What's up, Sloth King Chase? How's it going? Howdy. Welcome to the stream, to the Conjuring stream. Conjuring stream universe. I was really trying to make that work, and I can't. The streaming universe of The Conjuring. Ashley S is saying I can't remember much about La Llorona. Yeah, this is a movie that I won't rewatch. I have no interest in it. I don't really remember that much about it. I just remember there's a lot of jump scares that I was just laughing at, opposed to joking, to feeling like, oh shit, that got me. Not one time in that movie do I feel like it got me. And I do feel that way about all of these other movies we're talking about. I mean, even like The Conjuring 3, which I'm personally not crazy about. A few jump scares in there were pretty solid. La Llorona, I don't know, man. This was a bottom of the barrel, I don't know how this got made kind of movie. Curse of La Llorona is underrated. Okay. I want to hear why you say that. I'm curious. I know Chris from 3C Films really likes this movie too. And I'm always I want to hear good. I love hearing good reviews for movies I don't like, because it's like, oh, I didn't think about it this way. You know, like I hate when I don't know. To me, it's like, I think some people want to hate movies, and I don't. I want to love every movie I watch. I really do. That is my goal in life, is to love every movie. And sometimes I'll go back and watch a movie over and over and over again because I don't like it, because I want to like it. Halloween Ends is one that I watch all the time, and I just don't like it. I'm just not a fan of it. Curse of La Llorona, I don't know if I can give it another chance though, man. I just did not find anything very redeemable about it. That one goes in E. Shit. Chase Reviews Movies is saying 1 and 2 are the best for me. Comes Home is fun. Creation is good, and the Nun 2 was dumb but fun for me, and Conjuring 3 was decent. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited to get into those in just a second here, man. Conjuring 3, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it, man. It's very middle of the road. I think it's better than some of these, but not all. And we'll talk about that in a second. La Llorona is better paced and actually feels like a threat. She tried to drown the daughter, and she burns you when she grabs you. Oh, okay. Okay, I do remember that. That's pretty solid. Pretty gross powers, you know? Burning you. Drowning daughters. It's pretty fucked up shit, Ty. That's a good point. Honestly, I can't argue with that. I don't remember. Well, the nun kills a child at one point for no fucking reason in the Nun 2. And that was pretty fun. But the burning thing I forgot about. So that's a pretty good point. Okay, you know what? You talked me into it. Fuck it. I'm willing to change my mind about things. I'll put the nun at the bottom. The burning thing was pretty cool. I'll be honest. The nun, I feel like it doesn't have a lot of redeemability. Is that even a word? I don't know. Is it redeemable? No. Her coming out of the curtains was kind of cool, and at the end, when she's hiding in the dark and jumps out. Oh, I don't know. I'll put it there, though. That's Ty. Okay, it's not the worst one. I'll be honest. That was actually pretty cool. That opening scene of Curse of La Llorona I thought was the strongest, but sent you your list on Instagram. Great stuff. Don't feel afraid to throw your list out in the chat, by the way. We don't judge around here. I want to see what everyone's list looks like. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say about Curse of La Llorona. Pretty whatever film. Same with the Nun. Just kind of not really. I don't think I'd watch him again, if I'm being honest. Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It. I'm putting it in C tier, and I'm only putting it at that high because we got Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga in the film, and they make some of these movies big time for me. I think that's why Comes Home is so much higher on my list than I ever would have thought. I feel like they make that movie a little better on top of the new characters, which are so great. But Devil Made Me Do It. It starts so strong. I was like, oh shit, here we fucking go, dude. Because we had gotten Curse of La Llorona, The Nun before this, and I remember, and Comes Home as well. We had gotten all those movies before this, and I was like pretty bummed with the Conjuring universe when I watched this film for the first time. Mind you, I stayed up all night to watch this movie on fucking HBO Max when it was called that. I stayed up all night to watch this at 3 a.m. because I was so excited. I'm like, finally, we're getting back to, scary Conjuring, good jump scares, fun moments again. And this movie was just not that. I think the beginning of it was, and there was some like nice homage to the original The Exorcist. There's some great jump scares. That fucking kid from the opening scene did an amazing job, man. I don't know what the fuck kind of acting shit that guy's on, but holy shit, that was awesome. My man gave a great performance. That shower sequence, terrifying. But the rest of the movie really loses me. It's like this mystery movie out of nowhere. It's like you're trying to hunt down these like Satanists or some bullshit. I don't know. I just could not get into the rest of it. But that beginning is so strong. I think it has one of the better opening scenes of the Conjuring universe, and I will give it that. I will say that about it. Vlack beating up everyone in the Nun 2 was fun. That was fun. That was fun. The Crooked Man needs some shine. The Crooked Man, I think, needs his own movie where he's not digital. Give Javier Botet his own movie where it's just him in a goddamn suit and makeup being creepy. You don't need digital to make it creepy. I'm telling you, you don't need that. Honestly, I wasn't feeling The Devil Made Me Do It. D tier in my opinion. That's fair. I mean, that's so fair. I put it above La Llorona and Nun. Personally, I don't know. I feel like I definitely enjoyed it a little more than the other ones, but I wasn't into a lot of the mystery elements myself. The Nun 2 is the only one I think is bad in the franchise, or the Nun 1. I misspoke. Honestly, I like nearly all of them. I do really like a lot of these. Like, I think the B tier and up, I really enjoy, like, from this list. I don't think any of these are like awful, like unwatchable movies. They all have, at least all of them have at least one fun moment, I will say. They buried that artifact under the house. Like, what? Yeah, I don't fucking, dude, the third act of Conjuring 3, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm like, Lorraine Warren is a superhero at this point. I don't know what the fuck is happening, man. The cliff sequence too in the woods is like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? What is happening in this scene? What was the script like for this? That this is what they ended up filming. It feels very nonsensical at times. Darius is saying I was laughing when he stabbed the guy on accident, and that's when I knew it was garbage. And that's when I knew it was garbage. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Conjuring 3, I don't know, doesn't really do much for me. Doesn't really tickle the old pickle, but a lot of people say they like it. You know, a lot of people do really enjoy it. This was something else I wasn't crazy about. I feel like they could have executed this better too, Ty. But Devil Made Me Do It needed more court drama. You barely got any, kind of like The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I like Lorraine finding the crime scene, but it never went anywhere. I completely agree. I totally agree that I feel like they should have focused on basically what the movie is about, like the real life shit that happened with it, and we didn't really get much of that. It was like really trying to be that. It was trying to be this mystery movie about like Satanists and shit, and it was also trying to be a Conjuring film at the same time. It's a bit of a mess, and I don't feel like they execute things very well all the time. There's little moments, there's little pockets of good character moments with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. There's also some, like I said, that opening scene is a lot of fun, but I don't know. Not the best. Not the best one. Horror MBA is saying, good list. I would personally swap out Creation with Comes Home. Ooh, you put Comes Home that high? Hell yeah, dude. I'm a defender of Annabelle Comes Home. I really am. It's a really dumb title too. Like, what's the next one going to be? Fucking Annabelle Takes Christmas or something. But I fucking love that movie. I might watch it tonight, honestly. I love that movie for no reason. I might put it up in A tier, honestly. I don't think there is a B tier Conjuring movie. You know what? I don't even care. I enjoy it more than Annabelle. Fuck it. I'm feeling chaotic. I'm feeling chaotic tonight. We're putting Annabelle Comes Home in A tier. Immediately loses all credibility. Like, everyone's like, what? No way, man. No way, dude. I don't care. I love Annabelle Comes Home. I'm putting it there. You talked me into it, Horror MBA. I'm easy to sway. No, why, Jake? Dear God, why? I'm sorry, man. It's just how I rewatched The Conjuring 3 at some point to see if I like it more. I do like it. It just doesn't feel like a Conjuring film. I will say, out of this whole list, the Curse of La Llorona and The Devil Made Me Do It are the only ones I've only seen once. So those are the ones I'm probably the most unfamiliar with. Me personally, I feel like to really ingest everything a film is trying to throw at you, you got to watch it at least 3 times. So those are the only 2 that don't qualify in that realm for me. So yeah, I would give Conjuring 3 another chance. I don't know if I would give Curse of La Llorona another watch, but Conjuring 3 maybe. Annabelle Far From Home, oh shit. Annabelle No Way Home. I'm so excited for all these. Annabelle 4, 5, 6. Make 100 of them. I don't care. Comes Home takes place in fall. You will see decorations in the school halls. It's festive. Annabelle No Way Home. It is a festive movie. I like that too. It feels very, very Halloween-y. The jump scares don't land at all for me, but is it fun? Yes, it's a dumb fun movie. I watch Halloween Ends all the time and still love it. Hell yeah, man. I'm glad you enjoy that. I'm glad someone's enjoying that film, honestly. Okay, but Nun II, where the fuck do I put this, man? I think it's better than The Devil Made Me Do It, but not by much. I put it there. I put it at a high C tier. I think the Nun II has something I failed to mention in my review too, and I'm actually like kicking myself for this, is the secondary antagonist thing. A lot of people really like the wolf running around and chasing the kids, and I'll admit it was a scary sequence, but it felt unnecessary. It felt like there wasn't a whole lot of setup to it. And there was setup to it when, you know, the kids go over into the other side of the convent, a word we all learned tonight. If you take nothing else away from this stream, at least you learned a fun word. Boarding school. It's technically a boarding school, but I want to call it a convent because that's a fun word. The Nun II, you have the kids going over there and they're looking up at the goat thing, and it's like when the eye turns red or whatever, you can't look away. It's the game we play. And that's cool. It sets up something for later, and it also kind of sets up the secondary antagonist, but is that necessary? Like, is it necessary to say, oh, this creepy game that the kids were playing, it's actually real? Oh my God, what? What the fuck? Okay, shit. I thought we were just setting up the box for the eyes being under the church or whatever, but I'm just not crazy about that. It just feels a little like we're going to try to do as much as we possibly can with this when maybe it might not have needed to. We needed some action in that scene though, so I get it. But the thing is we sacrificed the main plot going on with Valak and the nun to focus on that for a hot minute. And more often than not, I would praise something like this because it's like, oh, more action, more fun, hell yeah. But the third act we get with the A-plot is just Valak floating in the air doing nothing while everyone comes up with a plan to stop her. That really bugs me. Especially because the plan they end up coming up with was that we can just turn the wine into the blood of Christ and say, okay, you know, if we just believe it's that, cool. I just feel like that's a little too much power to the protagonist. Like, I feel like we needed a little more with the Nun II, with the ending especially. I feel like I wish they had focused a little more on what the conclusion of the film was going to be versus trying to shoehorn in a secondary antagonist. But I will say this is a weird criticism for me because usually I would praise something like this. Like, I love when there's more action, or I'm a huge fan of secondary antagonists. I really love when you're able to do more than just what you expect. But the Nun II, I feel like really crosses that for me. It really just, it ends up being something that just feels like a bit more of a mess in that third act. Annabelle Age of Ultron. I want to see this movie. I want to see robot Annabelle just coming to life and kicking the shit out of people. But I am curious what you guys have to say about the Nun II. I'm curious where you guys put it. I actually like the Nun II, kind of like you, like Comes Home, but I also enjoyed most of these movies. I did enjoy the Nun II, though. I thought a lot of it's definitely an improvement over the first one. And going into it, I was saying, I need this to be an improvement over the first film. If it's not, I'm going to be disappointed. And it is that. It's definitely better than that first film. I don't know. I don't know if it's much better, but it's an improvement for sure. I mean, you know, doing this list right now, it would be Conjuring at 1, Annabelle Creation at 2, Conjuring 2 at 3, Comes Home at 4, Annabelle at 5, Nun 2 would be 6, and 6 out of 9, 69. It's not too bad. Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It at 7, Curse of La Llorona at 8, 9, The Nun. Honestly, I don't hate that. I don't hate that list. I don't hate that list at all. But what are your guys' list? I'm curious. Jason Carpenter saying not a fan of any of the Conjuring universe, just hanging out with you, Jake, due to a shitty day. In here for some laughs. Well, I'm sorry about the shitty day, man. Really sorry about that. We got a fun new horror movie coming out tonight, so that might be something fun to do. I don't know. The Haunting in Venice. A Haunting in Venice? Is that what it's called? So it looks like it's going to be fun. I'm seeing it early tomorrow morning, and I'll have a review out at some point tomorrow. Not sure when. At some point. I was going to rank the Conjuring universe today, but I just didn't feel like it, so here we are. Here we are live doing it instead. Annabelle Goes to the Black Parade. When I was a young boy. I can't sing. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna bore you guys with that shit. I'm seeing it tomorrow after work. I can't wait. Enjoy, my friend. I hope you like it. I'm excited to talk about it with all of y'all. I'm just excited. You know, new horror movies always get me hyped. I'm always like, anytime I go to the theater and see a new movie at this point, it's so exciting. I can't wait, man. It's always a good time. All right. Yeah, I think Comes Home has got to go back to B tier. I love it, but looking at this list, I'm like, okay, I think this is my final list. But it's so fun. What a beautiful voice this dork has. Thank you. You know what? Thank you, Blanca. I'll take that backhanded compliment. Oh my God. Okay, this is the final list. That's it. I'm going to spend the last 10 minutes of this stream just talking. I don't care. Fuck it. There's the list. That's my ranking. Love it, hate it, I don't give a shit. Throw something in the comments about it. Thanks for watching. Let's bullshit. Let's do a little bullshitting now. I already talked to you, Ty. What are you hoping for in a Terrifier 3? I really want to see some bloody kills, man. I want to see Damien try to get real ambitious and try to top that kill from the previous movie. I want to see an alley death 2.0. Or I guess a 3.0 at this point, because we were kind of building off of the death from the first one. Girl getting bisected in half. Holy shit. That's crazy. That's awesome. Brutal. So upsetting. And then you get to the alley kill in the bedroom in the next movie. And it's like, wow, didn't think they could top that, but they fucking did. Holy shit. If they're able to do that again, which Damien says he might have an idea for it, shit, I'm into it, man. I'm into it. I'm totally down to see what he's got up his sleeves. Maybe, Art gets somebody into a fucking press or something and like just mashes them into jelly. I don't know how they're going to do that, but I'm into it. I'm still excited to see if Chris Jericho dies in the opening scene or not, man. My running theory has been they've already filmed the opening scene to Terrifier 3 where maybe Art the Clown, just like a Deadpool or Wolverine situation, he grows his body back and he's fucking killing people and all this shit. I don't know. I think that would be a lot of fun to get that scene at the mental hospital. He breaks Vicky out. This is going to be a Vicky, Art, and Little Pale Girl movie. I imagine 3 killers for the 3rd film. That's what I'm assuming. We did so much setup with Vicky, Victoria Hayes' character. I imagine she's got to have a bigger role in the next film. Is that Fanatique? Fanatique DeSanders. Sick name, my friend. Holy shit. Saying, I would love to see the Warrens having a final battle with the Nun in the Conjuring 4 and concluding the saga for good. Well, to answer this, I feel like this is exactly where we're going. Trust me, I'm not spoiling anything when I say that there was a little after the credits scene with the Warrens. It's already actually been made public, which is really funny. In the Nun II. And I'm hyped to see where this goes because they're setting up something with the Nun, with what happens in the Nun 2 for the Conjuring 4, which is the next film coming out in the universe. I'm excited to see what they do. Is it going to be, the best in the franchise? I don't know. They're probably going to have Michael Chaves directed, and that does not have me excited. No offense. He's put out 3 movies that I'm just not crazy about. But if he does it, I'll see it. I'll watch it, whatever. But I don't think it's going to be good. We'll see. You never know. But a final battle with Valak would be really cool. It would be cool if Annabelle makes an appearance too. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The Joseph Bishara Annabelle demon I think is fucking great. So I think that would be fun for the last one. Blucka saying, God damn, more Conjurings. Make it stop. I want one more and that's it, Blucka. I'm going to be real. Have it be a cool 10, end of the franchise, and that's it. Because they're off the fucking rails at this point, man. I liked Annabelle Comes Home. I was talking about that a minute ago. That's a fun movie. It's fun. It's not a good movie, but it's fun. So I want one more. I want to see Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga back one more time. That'll be cool. But then call it quits, man. We've had enough of these. I loved Terrifier 2. I have a lot of art merch. Very nice, my friend. I need some of those too. I need some of that as well. Shit. I don't have any Terrifier shirts, which is like, damn. Damien Leone was disappointed in me when I met the guy. It's all disappointed. I'm wearing Scream shit. It's like, what the fuck is that? No, I'm kidding. He didn't say that. Jason is saying, Jake, did you see the new Trick or Treat Halloween 3 candy pails? They look dope. Fuck, no, I did not, but I bet they're going to be fucking sick. I wish I could still trick or treat, Jason. I'm going to be 25 in a couple of days here. Oh my God, wait, no fucking way. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very fun announcement. KillJoy Jake, the YouTube channel, not me, turns 4 years old tomorrow. Holy shit. I almost forgot about that. Well, I'm going to have to do an anniversary stream tomorrow. Shit. Guess that's what I'm doing. Holy shit. That's awesome. But on top of that, this is really fucking cool, though. I wish I could go... I wish I could go trick-or-treating, but I'm going to be 25 in a couple of weeks here. I feel like that would be pretty weird. But am I still going to buy myself some candy and eat it on Halloween like an idiot? Yes. Yes, I am. You know it. What went off the rails more, Conjuring or just paranormal in general? There's a machine with paranormal flicks these days. It all kind of follows a similar formula. I don't know what it is about the Insidious movies, but I really enjoy them. I love all 5 of them. Even that last one, which is at the bottom of my ranking personally, but I enjoy them. I don't know. I love the monsters, man. I love me a good creepy monster, and I think all 5 of those movies deliver on that. So say what you want about them, but I enjoy them for some reason. I think they're far superior to the Conjuring universe. Ghoul Games is saying, unpopular opinion, Insidious The Red Door was one of the best in the franchise. A lot of people really liked it. I think a lot of people loved having Patrick Wilson in it, and Dalton, and the lipstick demon was back, which was fun. I think some of the jump scares were actually really well done. I just feel like the story was the biggest thing I was upset about. I just didn't love the painting thing, which I don't want to spoil it if you guys haven't seen it. Relatively new movie, but I just can't believe that's where it ended up going. We've been waiting for like this movie for basically 10 years since Insidious 2 came out. And it's like, really? This is the epic conclusion? Okay, well. If there's one thing I absolutely agree with Christopher Landon on, it is that modern audience needs some horror icons of their own to share with the next generation. Yes, and it's slowly happening. Slowly this is happening. We have Art the Clown, which is no matter if you like him or not, I mean, undeniably a fucking icon, which is great. And I think there is a lot of horror villains that have come out recently that are a little more iconic. We're going through a really nice little horror phase right now. I mean, 2023 was definitely a step down, I think, from last year. We still got some more movies on the horizon. It's not over yet, but definitely a bit of a step down from 2022, which I think by far the best year of horror films that at least I have covered or that I've lived through. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Out of my whole 25 years of life, 2022, best year for horror I've lived through. Holy shit. But yeah, no, I agree. We need more icons. Megan, I think, is slowly becoming an icon, which is great. We have a sequel coming out in 2025. I'm trying to think what else. Who else could follow suit with that? Maybe Gabriel from Malignant, honestly. That might be a hot take, but I feel like Gabriel from Malignant is a fucking great new killer or new icon, whatever. The Smile Demon may be up there after Smile 2 comes out. I'm not sure. Not sure what they end up doing with that, but you know what we need right now, though, is like a Freddy Krueger or like something else that's kind of not exactly the same as Art the Clown. Like Art the Clown is goofy, and we're rooting for the guy, kind of. Like it's like Goofy. We want to see him kill people, but we need like a modern day Freddy Krueger that's like throwing quips out and killing people and having a blast doing it. Like Art the Clown and Freddy Krueger are very similar in that regard, but I kind of want like a throwback 80s slasher with all the grit, the grime, the goofiness, the campiness. I want all that shit again. Like, if you really want to do a throwback to the 80s, don't edit anything. Like, let's just do exactly an 80s movie, how they would approach that, and see what happens. Like, a lot of people try to, modernize the 80s aesthetic. I feel like most of the 80s throwback stuff we've gotten in, like, the last, let's say, 10, 15 years, it's been very modernized. And it's not bad. I still really like a lot of it, like Stranger Things, for instance, but it does have a modern feel to it. I wouldn't, like... It's not exactly how 80s movies were. Things look a little crisper. Things, I think the dialogue's a little more modernized, but not all the time. Sometimes it feels 80s, sometimes it feels like modern writing. I see that as an improvement. Some people don't, and that's cool. But to me, I do want to see some more icons, though, man. I feel like we could do that if we just embodied the style of something old, or were to just do something classic and modern. Which I'm not against either. Blucka's saying, I think Art and the Creeper are the only 2000s to 2023 horror icons, but those doofuses really did their best to ruin the Creeper. Well, I mean, you might not agree with this, but I feel like Annabelle or Valak. I feel like these are very recognizable horror villains. And Pennywise for sure, too. I mean, that's not like a new villain, but like the design is new. And I feel like more people would recognize the Bill Skarsgård Pennywise versus the Tim Curry one, which that's maybe a hot take, but that movie was so popular, dude. I mean, that is like the highest grossing horror film ever, I think, is it 2017. And like it's because of the design. It's because of how well done that trailer is. It's super creepy, man. It's great stuff. Hopefully Evil Dead continues. I hope so too, man. Make another one. They have not missed with that franchise. It's my favorite horror franchise ever. Why does everything get a sequel nowadays? Sometimes they just don't need it. Sometimes they don't need it. I agree. Like I think Malignant doesn't necessarily need a sequel. Talking about like newer movies. And I think they were kind of bouncing that idea around. Like maybe they would do that, but it doesn't need a sequel. It's a great one-off. They set it up for a sequel kind of at the end, but it doesn't need it. But I think there's a lot of great one-off movies that will never get sequels, and that's good. There's a lot of A24 flicks that don't need sequels, and I hope they never make sequels to. Like the Hereditary sequel, I would be like, no, don't do that. A Midsummer sequel, no. Dear God, no. Talk to Me, I can see that being a franchise. That makes sense. Pearl and X and now Maxine, that makes sense. That's cool. We're building off of things that all surround that original movie. That's kind of fun and interesting to me. I dig that. Sarah's also saying, I think to be an icon, you need to be a household name for people who don't even like horror. That's a great fucking point. Yes. I don't think art is there yet. I could, as 10 friends and maybe 2 would know about the Terrifier movies. But I feel like, to me, before Terrifier 2, I would never say Art the Clown is an icon. Before Terrifier 2, would not say that. But he's a meme now. I mean, like the fucking picture of him with the sunglasses. I see that every day scrolling through my feed. And mind you, I do have a lot of horror people. That's totally fair. That's all I really follow on Instagram or Twitter. But at the same time, I feel like people see that picture of Art the Clown with the sunglasses and they know to laugh. There's like a part of their brain that's like, oh, this is silly. People like this. People find this fun. Also, when going to horror conventions now, the majority of people are wearing Terrifier stuff, which is crazy. Like, it's like, oh shit, people really fucking love Terrifier, man. I mean, once again, I'm even though I'm a huge fan, I'm trying to say this from a non-biased standpoint. Like, I feel like even if I hated Terrifier, it would be hard to say that Art the Clown's not taking over fucking the horror stream or whatever, the zeitgeist of horror right now. Legion is saying the shower drain freaked me out as a kid. Ooh. I hate shower drains, man. They're gross, full of hair and shit. And I was always looking at the shower drain when I would shower. I don't know where you're coming from with this. Did I say something about showering that I'm forgetting about, Legion? Holy shit. That's really funny. Oh, you're saying, I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Oh my God. I'd be thinking Pennywise would be coming out of the shower drain. Shower drain. Gotcha. Okay. Context. I got you, man. Good stuff. Jason Carpenter, yes, I am absolutely getting this Steelbook. The Exorcist is one of my favorite movies, and finally it's out on 4K, which is great. And I believe that Steelbook is 4K, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I know there is a 4K release coming out real soon, though. That does get me excited. Smile is a movie I think doesn't deserve a sequel. If they left the ending open-ended instead of flat out telling you what it is or isn't, I would have been more accepting of a sequel. I mean, it's one of those things where I would have loved that, but I feel like a general audience would not. Would not like not getting an explanation. I mean, to me, what it is it's just a whole thing. It's a thing about grief. You know what I mean? It's a lot of horror movies have done that. Is Smile breaking the mold or doing something groundbreaking? Absolutely not. But it rolls that wheel pretty fucking well. It's like, okay, that's pretty fun. So I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see what they do with the next one. I don't think it's going to be better than the original. I'm going to be real, but I'll watch it. I'll check it out. See what they end up doing. The It shower drain. Pennywise created the bathroom buddy system when you were a kid. Oh, man. See, I never watched it as a kid, so Tim Curry Pennywise never really scared me. But I know I've talked to a lot of people who are like, dude, oh my God, Tim Curry Pennywise used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. And I feel like if I saw that miniseries at a younger age, I would love it, but to me, it's so goofy. I can barely get through it these days. I love camp. I love me some good camp, but too much of it, I feel like is a bad thing. Throwing too much cheese on a sandwich just turns it into a cheesy sandwich, man. Don't like too much cheese in there. Do you think zombie movies could make a comeback? Darius, anything could make a comeback. Any kind of subgenre that was once popular could and probably will come back at some point. Vampires, zombies, they'll have their heyday again at some point. People love them. People get sick of them, but people do love them. And there have been great zombie movies just in the past 10 years or so, even though that was kind of like a late thousands, all of the thousands pretty much. They kind of came back a little bit. Not really 2010s. I mean, a little bit, but it was mostly like the thousands. As soon as 28 Days Later came out, it was like zombies were huge again. But there's been great zombie movies, dude, in the past 10 years or so. A lot of Korean zombie movies have been big standouts. I mean, Train to Busan's the obvious one, but hashtag Alive is really good and super underrated, in my opinion. The American voice acting is so bad, but it's a great movie. I think it's a really well done zombie flick. I put it up there somewhere. I don't think it's a top 10, but it's up there for me personally. Trying to think what else. I watched one recently that was really good. A lot of people like One Cut of the Dead. I'm not crazy about it personally. It's not even a horror movie, in my opinion. It's I don't know what it is. I don't even know what kind of genre I would classify that into, but not my cup of tea personally. Was not crazy about that one. But I know a lot of people have said it's like, oh, so good. Fucking love this movie. Trying to think what else. There was a movie on Shudder that came out recently. It's like Virus 32 or something like that. That was pretty fun. That was a really good. That was a good one. I'm gonna answer a few more questions, and old Jake's gonna get going. Do you think we'll get a CGI double lookalike of Reagan in this new Exorcist movie? Oh my, I fucking hope not, dude. I want it to be good. I'm scared. Oh shit, CGI lookalike of Reagan. Oh god, they do like the Mark Hamill thing in Star Wars, where he's like at the end of Mandalorian, where he looks like how he used to in like Episode 5. Oh god, please don't do that. They don't need to do that, man. They don't need to do that. I wonder what Reagan's situation is though in The Exorcist Believer. They've been alluding to it in the trailer, so they're totally going to talk about that. I'm excited to see what they do. I hope it's good, man. Koreans really dominate the zombie monster creature scene. Yeah, right now for sure. Oh my god, dude. K-horror. Can we call it that? K-horror. We say J-horror about Japanese horror. Can we call it that? I don't know, but. Fuck. Every time I see a new Korean horror movie, I'm blown away. Like, holy shit. Really good stuff. Season 1 of Black Summer was incredible. I liked it. It was cool. It was a little slow moving. It's kind of like The Walking Dead, but a little slower. But I enjoyed it. It was not bad. I haven't watched season 2 though. And I've heard, this is not the first time I've heard that it was pretty bad. So might be one to skip. Yeah, Bluck, I did not think you would enjoy The Believer. I did not think you would enjoy that one. Very little hopes for Exorcist Believer after hearing people say they toned down the horror in Believer to not traumatize the child actors. Yeah, didn't David Gordon Green say that in an interview recently? He was like trying to have a better on-set relationship with the child actors or whatever. I respect that. I get it. But it's like, this is a horror movie, man. You know, like, got to sign on and do some horrifying things sometimes. That's just, if you're going to make a horror movie surrounding children, you know, that's got to be part of the sign-up cost, I guess. Which is a sad and unfortunate thing to say, but it's like, that's what you got to do. I look at Evil Dead Rise, you know, like, look how intense that movie was and how more, you know, child actors could do that so well. Like, it's possible. You can do that. It is possible and have it done well. And that movie, it's so good. Really, really good movie. I love that one from earlier this year. Jake should try Sweet Home. It's like Resident Evil by Koreans, really real character and story driven. Interesting. I've heard of Sweet Home. My buddy Darjan was actually just recommending this to me. I think I might have looked into that a while back, but I never got into it. Bones and All was an interesting movie and could explore more with a sequel. I still haven't seen that. Darius, I gotta watch that, man. Skip season 2. Good Lord, it's bad. Heard, Sarah. I probably won't end up watching it. All right, y'all. Well, that's the universe ranked. That's the universe. Old Jake's got to get some stuff done this afternoon, but we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a new video for you guys and some other fun stuff this weekend. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for ranking the Conjuring universe with me as well and helping me organize my thoughts on it. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, you guys. Peace out.